Right, hello. This is my video for day 10. This is the Fantasy Marketing Manager one. Right, first of all, before I start, let me just say this task is a little bit vague and could have done with some better explaining, but I'm going to have a crack at it anyway, and Helen, if there's anything wrong with it, do feel free to tell me to do it again. So I'll do my best. So, you want me to advertise a brand new, all singing, all dancing smartphone that's better than the iPhone and the Android phones, all put together, and it's got Angry Birds and all of that sort of stuff, and a megapixel camera, whatever the latest megapixel camera is, probably 20 or something crazy, and it's got Siri and all these great modern things. It's a phone that everyone wants, and you've given me £500,000 to spend. Well, I don't know where you got. I'm sure that it's meant to be £50,000 actually. I don't know, it all just seems, with £500,000 it seems like I could pick everything, pretty much everything that I want to pick in that finger, but I'm going to do it anyway. So it needs to reach loads of 16 to 24 year olds. So I've done a few sums, and I'm going to start with the websites because I think that's the best way to reach young people. So the 4 websites that I've chosen are Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Google. I'll start with Google. I'll go in reverse order. Google, just because it's everyone uses it every day. If you can get an ad, you know, when you search something on Google and you've got a little ad on the side, like, everyone will look at it. People, if you get it on Google when they type in anything and it comes up with the ads on the side, people are searching mobile phones. If your ad's there or you're the top of the list, you've got it so that when they Google best smartphone, yours is the first one that comes up. It's going to reach a lot of people, and with young people, using the internet is absolutely key. Okay, YouTube is a great advertising facility, and I know that I slated people putting things on videos earlier, but it is a good way because you can do infomercials where you show how the phone works and what the buttons do and this and all the cool things that it can do. And also, yeah, like, I don't know if you've seen the one that got released about the iPhone with Siri and how it can do all these things. That was, I found that on, I think it was on YouTube, it was some sort of video anyway. But yeah, it's a really great way, and like, a lot of people use it, and it's like, it's not just like a blank page where you've got a picture and whatever. It's actually like a 3D picture, video, everything all rolled into one. You can fit it all together. So yeah, YouTube's a really good one. Twitter, it's a lot easier to get followers on Twitter, so you can be like whatever company you are, company X releasing the brand new phone Y. Yeah, and then you can get people to follow you on Twitter, and it's easy to get followers, and then you use your followers from Twitter to direct them to Facebook, where Facebook's got its own page where you like, and you fill in a little survey before it allows you to like the page, and then that gets customer details, and you can use that to then cold call people and try and sell them a phone. I know it's a bit cheeky, but yeah, that's just my little ploy on marketing. And that's going to cost me 40 grand, so that's 10 grand a website, so 4 websites, so £40,000. So, video on demand. I'm going to, no, in fact, what was the next one down? Let me just scroll down on the thingy, bear with us a sec. So, the next one along is newspapers. Well, I don't really know that many people that read The Observer, The Guardian, The Daily Telegraph, The Sunday Times. I don't really think it's the kind of paper that appeals to 16 to 24 year olds. I'm not saying that there isn't 16 to 24 year olds that read it, but I don't think that many really do. So, I'm going to have to say that I've pretty much avoided all of them, apart from The Sun, just because I think it's alright. So I bought a column in, an advert in there for 10 grand, so that's £50,000. Okay, so let me just read the benefits of why that is. So you can convey lots of details, you can target to the type of people that read the magazine. Your ads may be seen in a more credible way, so I don't know, I don't really think there's any sort of credibility in putting anything in The Sun, but I did have 10 grand left to spend, so I thought I'm going to spend it on that. So obviously with the internet adverts, you do get to reach a larger audience, which is why I have picked quite a few of them, and I've picked what I think are the four most important websites out of the 2, 4, 6, 7 that you've given me. I think the 4 best there. I don't know what Flickr is though, so I could be wrong. With regards to magazines, I don't know what Ellie is. I've never heard of GQ either, but I'm guessing they're reputable lads magazines, so I'm just going to whack all of them in there for 90 grand. And I think with the glossy magazines, you know, people just buy them every week, don't they? The weekly magazines, and if your phone's in there week in, week out, then they're going to get to see it. You know, the people that sort of read the magazines, flip through it, look at the tits in the boys' case, or the celebrity gossip stories, and in between the story about what's going on with the latest X Factor news is a picture of I don't know, what's his face, that Muppet from X Factor, Frankie Corcosa, using your new phone. That's great advertisement. So yeah, people will look at that. With the monthly magazines, they're more reputable and they've got more of like a, what's the word, like a more loyal customer base. They read them because they're informative. I mean, I think you should have put FHM in there, so the GH, GQ, whatever that is. But FHM, like, that gives you great information. Will tell you like, right, this is your new phone. It's going to be really good. It's going to do this, does all this. It does all singing. It's all dancing. Okay, so what are the benefits of using them? Sorry, it's well small, so I have to lean well close to the screen. You can convey lots of detail about the phone. You can target the type of person you had to see in the place. So yeah, I do think all the magazines were a good choice. So with the video on demand players, I've decided to pick. I personally don't really rate Channel 5 as a TV channel. I think it's a bit rubbish. So I've gone for 4OD because I think they show more programmes that are related to sort of my age range of people. And ITV Player, not because ITV shows good programmes, but simply because of the X Factor. And there was hundreds of girls, in fact no, there was hundreds of millions of girls across the world that watched that, and because of that their boyfriends are forced to watch it as well. So I think that's some great advertising there, and I'd definitely put it in the X Factor like on demand thingy, because then you know it gets to a massive audience. But ITV doesn't really bring anything to the table other than X Factor, which ruins TV and Christmas #1s for God knows how many years. But yeah, so yeah, I chose them two. So that's two. So that's 60 grand. So that's 100. No, hold on. How much are they? Yeah, 20. No, that's £140,000. I don't think this adds up. Sorry, bear with us a second. Yeah, I'll add it all up in a second. Oh right, okay. So then the TV sponsorships, they're 60 grand each. I've gone with Channel 4 because I think it appeals to the most people, but they show the most programmes our age. Like there's a lot of good films on Film 4, T4 on a Sunday, that sort of stuff. E4's got loads of funny programmes on it. That definitely reach a target audience of 16 to 24 year olds. And then Sky, because everyone watches Sky, like Sky One, and it's quite important. That reaches a lot more of the target audience. And then ITV, just simply because it has the X Factor and the Extra Factor and all that shit that comes with it. So that'll reach a lot more people. That's why I picked them for the sponsorship. So that's three of them. That's £180,000. I've got a sneaky feeling that I haven't done my maths right here, but we'll get to that in a minute. And with the TV advertising, it does reach a huge audience, and I've decided to go with all of them. Because obviously Channel 4 because it reaches more people our age, ITV because of the X Factor, Channel 5 because of the Gadget Show. I'd show it during the ad breaks in the Gadget Show, because then you've got more people watch Channel 5 purely because of the Gadget Show, or like Fifth Gear or something, and you've got sort of that audience there, like lads watch Fifth Gear for the informativeness of cars, and like, oh look at that wonderful new phone that Company X has brought out, oh, I really want one of them. So yeah, and I've gone with all of them there, and Sky and everything, because it will just get it out to everyone. You know, there's a wide variety of people, and I think 16 to 24 year olds do watch mainly Channel 4 and obviously ITV because of X Factor, but they will watch it because of Gadget Show and Sky because of certain series that it's got on it, or their parents have Sky, so they watch Sky One a lot. So that's £120,000 on that. £180,000 on the advertising. That's £300,000. 40 grand on the webs for £340,000. £100,000 on the magazines and the newspapers, so that's £440,000. Then I'm probably just going to go with all the on-demand players. I'm just going to go with Channel 5 to make it up to a nice round £500,000 there for you, even though I don't really agree with Channel 5 being the best. So yeah, that's how I spent my money. But I mean, so I've done all my sums. Yeah, I've told you what I think the media options. So I need to strike a right balance for ones that are suitable for reaching 16 to 24 year olds. I think I've done that by avoiding things like the Guardian and the Observer. I'd focus, as I said, I've told you all of that about focusing on Heat magazine, because I think it's sort of, yeah, what I said earlier. Which programme I told you about that? What programmes would you want to sponsor? Programmes I want to sponsor would definitely be something like the X Factor. Like that's a definite big winner for young people, and I don't know what else is appealing. Like something like T4, that's definitely a young person's show because they have T4 on the beach and that sort of stuff. Right, okay, so that's it. That's my marketing campaign. Probably not the best, but there you go.